Hello and welcome to Cracked Open, a podcast guiding you on your journey to becoming a vessel of unconditional love. This is your host, Beck Milonis, High Priestess, Channel, and Activator. Join me on this series as I share reflections, insights, and channel transmissions from my journey of walking the initiation path. Each episode is a unique transmission containing supportive frequencies to facilitate the deepest healing, activation, and reconnection with your soul. I invite you to open your mind and set the intention to receive this episode into your heart space. Let's go. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to another episode of Cracked Open, a podcast guiding you to becoming a vessel of love. And welcome to this transmission live from Bali, Mama Bali. I'm out here doing some beautiful mission work and receiving a lot of messages that are very difficult for my little self to integrate right now. But I felt a compulsion to come online to share some of the massive messages that I'm getting, because it's not about me and my journey. It's not about any of us individually and our journey. It's about this global cycle we are in. Some of these messages are going to be deepening of things I've already said in my book. I've gone into this in Diamond Light Oracle. So if this transmission sings to you, definitely go check that out, because I go into depth and prepare everyone for this, what I'm about to talk about. It's really important for me, as I'm bringing forth some of the things I'm going to be talking about in this transmission, that there is no fear. I'm not here to create fear. I don't want to send anyone into a fear spiral about what I'm about to share. I'm not trying to be sensationalist. I'm not a doomsdayer. I'm not here saying Armageddon is happening and we need to return to Christ, right? But it would also be a very big disservice if I didn't share what I was seeing, what I was feeling coming very soon. And again, these are things that I've said in my book, but since being here, Spirit told me I was here to close a very big cycle. And last night I was really understanding just what this cycle is. And it's not just me, it's all oracles who are going through this cycle closure, I guess. The leaders, the ones on the front line, even though they won't call themselves that, right? So you may be that and you don't call yourself that, because ironically the ones who are being put up as leaders and have big followings, they're the ones who are not actually embodied leaders, and they are the ones who are going to fall in this cycle. But we're going to get onto that in a second. We're not here to immediately start throwing shade. There was this sense when I wrote what I did in my book around what is to come for humanity, that it was, I've had visions for like 5 years, really intense visions. I've had visions of tsunamis. I've had visions of global collapses. I've had visions of an entire reset, galactics coming. Like, I've had lots of visions of this global collapse. If you thought COVID was something, guys, we have not fucking seen anything yet for what is to come. When I was channeling what I was channeling in the final chapter segment of my book, I was grieving a lot as I was channeling that. Not just for myself, for the human part of me, but for all the people who are not yet aware, not yet awakened, who are going to be shaken out of their slumber in the events that are going to unfold. There was also this sense of this is for a higher good, and there was a celebration at the same time of like, it's going to feel really scary and shitty for a while, but it is for a higher purpose. It is shedding the skin that doesn't fit us anymore. It is the death that needs to happen for the rebirth for humanity. What humanity is going through right now, this pivotal point, it's not just about us. It is a massive cycle in our interplanetary system, right? Humanity's point that we are reaching is a chance for us to return to the Edenic template of what we originally were before the fall, right? This doesn't just affect us, this affects our whole universal network, right? This is why we have
star beings helping us, supporting us. There's sightings, there's alien disclosures like on the verge of happening, because it's in everyone's interest. It's not just a humanity thing. It's like our planet is taking this leap, so our whole fucking network universally can rise to its next ascension. What's the word that I want to use? Cycle, right? So I'm saying this because on a human level, if we look at our human timeline, our human lifetime, 100 years, whatever that is, right? Even the centuries of what we have documented, what's about to happen might seem really fucked up. It might seem terrifying. But there are those of you on here listening to this. You have literally witnessed the rise and fall of so many civilizations. You have literally watched the earth be engulfed by tsunamis, go through ice ages, fucking burn to the ground and resurface. This is a long game, okay? So while what is going to unfold is going to be extremely uncomfortable for our human selves, dealing with financial economic collapse, probably rioting, lots of people exiting via death, right? Exiting with their physical bodies. Grief beyond what we possibly could fathom, because it's like the whole world is grieving. Probably looting, people going mad. We saw what happened in COVID. Like, it's going to be worse than that, right? I probably shouldn't use that word. I wonder if they still flag that word. Anyway, again, I'm not like trying to freak anyone out by what I'm saying. What I am trying to say is that discomfort of everything we're going to have to go through in this next collapse, which is coming. And I'm not going to give specifics about how. I've been shown many, many things of possible timelines of how it's happening. And like I said, I've been receiving this for years, so this is not new. And for many of you, you're like, I already know this. I've been feeling this. But what I have noted since yesterday, I've been feeling like, oh, this is not like in someone else's lifetime. This is not in like 10, 15 years. This is like happening very fucking soon. And again, time to the beings that relay messages to us, time, again, this is like our little human lifetime is so minuscule compared to the whole fucking cosmos, right? And time, thousands and thousands and millions of years. Our galaxy has been going through this ascension cycle, and humanity has been this prison planet, right? This has been going on for thousands and thousands and millions of years. So what's soon may not be as soon as I'm feeling imminently, but it also feels like there has been this shift in receiving these messages and being like, okay, this is coming, prepare yourself to step forward and lead and be at the front lines, right? Prepare yourself for what is coming, prepare yourself mentally, prepare yourself physically, prepare yourself spiritually. Feel strong enough, empowered enough to speak up, to lead in these times. It's always felt like, yeah, it's coming, but now it's like there's this moment which is occurring, which I feel it. And if you're an oracle or a healer or someone who is, no, it's like mainly, this isn't for oracles. This is not going to resonate with everyone, right? Even if you haven't claimed that word yet and you haven't stepped into your oracular position, there is this moment where leaders are being mobilized in a way beyond what we've ever been mobilized. We're being asked to step up in preparation. And there is this message that has been coming through to me of like, I'm here closing this cycle. This is somewhere where I have come for 5 years, on and off, as a portal for my healing, for my own ascension, for my own evolution process, right? I've come here and Bali has given me so much, and I'm here supporting her again to give back, right? I'm here supporting the earth. I'm supporting the inner earth temples. That's what I'm here doing, to prepare the earth here. And there's also many leaders here who are doing that, like local. I don't want to fucking say I'm the white girl savior. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there's a very specific mission that I'm on that I think even the oldest Mankus here don't know about, right? And that's inner earth. I'm going to get into that in a second, right? It's like Atlantean, Lemurian shit. But there is this moment which I feel happening, where it's like we have had our initiations. We have had our preparation. We have had our trial by the fire, our death, and rebirth and death and rebirth and being put in a fucking financial hold for 5 months so you can learn that it's not about money, where we've been put on our knees, we've been humbled, we've been surrendered. And I say that it's not going to be most of the people who are like on Instagram with tens of thousands of followers who are like putting themselves out there as leaders, the false light fucking gurus who are going to be leading this new age, because a lot of them haven't actually gone through these initiations, right? Because for them, it has been about following. It has been about money. It has been about ego. It's spiritual ego, right? And they've been allowed to lead. But when this collapse comes, they do not have the stamina because they have not fucking gone through the lessons that many of you have. There is this phrase from the Bible, not a phrase. What's a word? A verse from the Bible. The meek shall inherit the earth, right? That is the people quietly in the background doing this work without fame, without recognition, without fucking someone patting them on the back saying, well done. Thanks for clearing like all the trauma of the earth, right? Thank you for going to hell and back many, many times to hold the light that you do, right? If this is you, you'll be feeling this. You will fucking know. And chances are you don't even call yourself an oracle. You don't even stand up there and say, I'm a leader, right? It's so hard for us to own that and step into that. My book is the journey of that for me, because it's important that we stand in that and remember who the fuck the oracle actually is, guys. The oracle is the one that the tribe comes to give them sight. It's the same in indigenous tribes, the shaman, the medicine man or woman, the elder. In ancient times, the oracle would be the one that people would come to for any decision for the community, right? For the tribe. We are going to be needed more than ever when this collapse comes, and it is coming fucking soon, because we are the ones who have been in deep communion with Gaia. We are the ones who have been burning everything from the inside out. So when this collapse comes, we are not falling apart. We can say, hey, I see the bigger picture. I see how this fits into our big planetary alignment with all the other planets. I see the galactics that I'm working with that are helping me to prepare the earth. It's a beautiful, pivotal moment. It's not just fear, right? It's something incredible that is going to happen for us. Many of us have been preparing for this in the background for a long time without being front-facing, without having that recognition, without anyone seeing or understanding the depth of what we're doing, right? Those are the ones who are going to be, I say exalted, because it's not about being put on a pedestal. And that's like literally last night, again, I was being shown, got my head cut off. Again, I'm like, oh my God, all these incredible things are going to happen because I've been feeling this expansion that's going to happen for me. And Spirit was like, it's not even fucking about your business. It's not about business. It's not about likes. It's not about following. It's not about you reaching more people or making more money or selling more programs. It's not about fucking any of that. It's about you stepping into leadership in a way where there are thousands of people listening to what you have to say because you are guiding them forward in this new earth. You are literally leading the edge of this new earth and rebuilding like we did at every great fall. You are holding templates and codes within you to rebuild from the fucking ground up again, to rebuild the crystalline temples, to rebuild the energy networks, right? That hold free energy, that enable us to go back to what we had in Atlantis and even Lemuria in Egypt before Egypt became really not great, right? You're holding those memories within you, and you're not on Instagram doing a big song and dance about it. You're quietly traveling to sacred sites. You're quietly convening with Gaia and helping her, right? You're quietly building communities in the background. These are the people who are going to be stepping forward. The meek shall inherit the earth, not the fucking 50K followers on Instagram person. I mean, maybe some of them, but like not the ones who are doing it for all the wrong reasons, who have used this as a spiritual thing, who don't have the fucking backbone, who don't have the spine. When things get tough, they will crumble. Because when they lose all those followers and they lose the money in their account, because they've never gone through those initiations, and I'm making assumptions, I don't know what everyone has gone through, but I'm telling you, there's a lot of them. It won't stand. Money won't be a thing. All the things that we put on pedestals and think that are important in our society, in our world, they're not going to fucking matter anymore. I don't think people understand how big what is coming is. It's a complete reset to nothing. It's going back to tribal living, community-based living, living with the land, in communion with the land, off the land. It's not about you fucking posting on Instagram and getting 50 million followers. Like, wake up, right? If you have been waiting for fame or fortune or to like all of these things, it's like, get the fuck over yourself. Because this is so much more important than that, right? And if that's all you worry about and that's all you care about, and you're going to buckle when things get hard, my hair is doing it, then you're not going to withstand what is coming. And I'm saying this, and I feel like the ones who are here to, there's many people who hate me for this message and they're triggered by it, and that's fucking fine. Receive it. You need to receive it. Because you've been building a foundation on something that is not solid. Meanwhile, there are those of us who've been going through massive, massive initiations where we don't even know how we're going to fucking pay our rent, how we're going to eat the next day, where we're holding and moving the grief of the world, and then there's no payoff. There's no payoff. But there has been a payoff, and the payoff is that we will be the ones who are solid. When everything collapses, we will be the ones who are solid, who are leading. And that is why people will look to us. Because when everything is a fucking dumpster fire in this world, the global financial system collapses, people are jumping out of their fucking buildings because they've lost everything. When there is a mass disruption of the ego and everyone is going through this dark night of the soul, worse than fucking COVID, right? And we saw how that was. We are going to be the ones who are like, we see the bigger picture. We know that this is serving something greater. We know how to rebuild. The template is within us, right? So if this is you, I want to say, I see you. I see you deeply. I see what you've gone through. I see who you are. And thank you. And stop hiding, right? Stop hiding, because it's time for you to stop healing and stop your ascension. Like, you went through all of these intense initiations and purification and trials by fire to prepare you to be the fucking dragon, to be the leader, to be the oracle. But it's time to take those training wheels off and graduate now, right? Because we're going to be mobilized like this. There's going to be a mobilization that happens where we have to stand up and lead. And you can't snooze. When that moment comes, you cannot be like still dealing with your like fear of being seen wound, still dealing with your like ancient alien wound, whatever that is. What will people think if I tell them all this wisdom and knowledge I have from Atlantis? What will people think if I'm communicating with star beings, or I'm calling myself an oracle? Like, that time is done. You've done that work. It's exhausted. There's no more to do. Now is the time for you to stand up and start sharing what you're seeing. So many of you are having visions like the one that I'm sharing, and you keep it to yourself and you don't share it. And then it's like this rude fucking shock to everyone because no one spoke up. It's almost like we need to talk about it now. So when everything collapses, people are like, oh, I know that chick Beck with her tiny Instagram following. She was talking about this and she was warning people. So maybe she's the one that I need to fucking listen to now that it's all collapsed, and she was true, right? We do this by seasoning our communities, our families, those around us, by sharing the downloads that we have. Maybe not about these like big cataclysms because they're not ready for it, but sharing the things that we see so they start to trust and understand that we are tapped into something. So then when it's time for us to fully lead, it's not coming as a shock. They're like, oh, okay, I trust that this person really knows what they're talking about, and I can trust them because they're connected to something higher than them, and they're not trying to mislead me. There's no ego in what they're trying to say. It's like they're trying to help, right? So I went on a bit of a tangent. I'm not like on here trying to shit on people. That's not my intention for this. But what I am trying to say is that there is a lot of people in this for the wrong reasons. They're in it for the wrong reasons, and they've forgotten why we've been on this journey, why we do what we do, why we keep showing up. Like, literally, I had this conversation with my friend at dinner last night. And I also want to say I'm super grateful because I've had incredible blessings as well on this journey. And I have had, amazing financial blessings and soulmates and like really juicy fucking great stuff. So I'm not on here being like, I'm a broke bitch and I'm bitter. Like, that's not what I'm trying to say. But I've also gone through enormous hardship in preparation for this. And I sat there with my friend yesterday at dinner, and he was sharing similar things of this feeling of like, we're going to be mobilized really quickly. And I was fucking crying. And we're just sitting there at dinner crying about everything that's to come. And I'm sharing what I'm channeling and sharing now. We were talking about like the things that we have both been through in the past 5 years, the initiations and the brutality of what we have gone through to prepare us to be embodied in this way. It's amazing both of us have kept going, like with no real reward, right? I'm not saying that to be like, oh my God, like I'm so great. I keep going when there's no reward. I'm saying that because I think there will be those of you who are listening to this that really resonate with that. Like, I'm fucking nuts. It's like, I'm fucking nuts for still doing. Am I like a masochist? Like, why am I still here doing this when historically it's just been like a ton of healing and pain and like tough initiations, and there hasn't seemed to be a payoff yet. And it's like, yes, and this is the evidence that you are in it for the right reasons, because you're not doing it for the fucking payoff. You're not doing it for the likes or the following or the money. You're doing this because this is a true soul calling. I didn't understand for a really long time why the things that I'm sharing in my mystery schools and my trainings, I'd be fucking frustrated when people wouldn't sign up and they couldn't see what it was. And I've realized recently it's because what I'm bringing through is for people who are truly soul missioned. Like, this is not, you're not going to get fucking rich from doing my program, from doing my temple. Like, that is not why you come to work with me. You come to work with me because it's a higher soul calling and a remembrance of something that you're doing as a mission. And that is not going to appeal to everyone, because there's people who are in it for the wrong reason. So it's like, well, if this is not going to help me to manifest my loved one and like become rich, then I don't want to fucking do it. It's not worth it. The people I work with, the people that come into my containers, experiences, temples, rememberings, they're the ones who just feel a fucking call and they go for it because they know that whatever they're there to receive in the mystery, it's so much higher than their human self, and they trust that mystery and they lean into it. The Dragon Mystery Master School, the Dragon Master Mystery School, which is about to run again, everyone who's joined it so far, like there's still space to join, so if this is singing, come. They've been in the first round and they just came with this calling of like, I don't even know what this is. This is an energy, I've got to come. And it's not even about them and their gain, right? It's a soul level calling. In this next level, we are reawakening the inner earth temples and portals. We are preparing the earth to bring back Atlantean technology and Lemurian technology and awaken the crystalline grid and awaken the inner earth temples and networks. The things that the women who have been journeying with me in preparation for this have been seeing has been insane. They're going into the inner earth realms, right? Into the water networks, the water temples. So yeah, it's not about followers and likes. It's about bringing back something ancient and powerful, wisdom and knowledge that's been buried, that was buried since the last fall, that's coming back again. So this fall that is going to happen needs to happen. But with that fall, we will be rebuilding from the ground up from those of us who remember, who have been here. Spirit has really been like hammering it into me lately, and I've been resistant to receive it, of like, just remember how fucking ancient you actually are, how many civilizations you have seen fall, how many pharaohs and kings and fucking emperors you have stood beside, providing guidance and wisdom and knowledge for. This is not the only time you've done this. This is not a message for me. This is for you to hear and receive. This is not the only time you've done this. This is not the first time. So wake up, wake up and realize you have a mission. It's fucking important. You've been prepared for it for lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes. And you're holding the codes and the keys within you. But if you don't stand up and lead and share, then that is for nothing. You're holding those codes and keys for fucking nothing, right? So there's no reason to be afraid. And yes, There will be grieving that is inevitable with everything that comes, and it's going to be intense and it's going to be painful. And yes, I found myself fucking crying for 2 days because I'm like, holy shit, my human doesn't want to deal with this. It's scary. But then I look at the past 3 months of like, I was put in a really big hold for 3 months. And, I always had everything that I needed and I was supported, and I was also orgasmic the whole time. So it was a great hold for me. But I understand why I had to go through that again, to learn and realize like that we are so supported, we are so held, we're so provided for. And it's not this system that holds us. It's not these external things that holds us. It is God. It is our higher selves. It is our intuition that always guides us to where we need to be, when we need to be there. This is what we are going to need to be sharing when this collapse happens. This is where we go to get the clean water. This is where we plant to have the best harvest. This is how we need to build our houses so they have the most optimal stream of energy through them. This is what Gaia wants us to do, because it's her ascension too, right? Or while it's collapsing, hey guys, we need to leave this fucking place now because a volcano is about to erupt, right? That is how many of us made it through so many cataclysms, because our inner system told us we need to fucking go, we need to mobilize. I was talking to my friend about like during 2020, I was guided to Bali. I arrived in Bali a few days before everything shut down. And when everything was shutting down, my system said, no, stay here. You have all had similar stories. I'm telling you this, my story, because you have all had similar stories. Every time something was about to happen where I was living, I was guided elsewhere. Oh, Canggu's about to shut down. I didn't even know that was going to happen. Where I was living was Canggu. Everything was open and great for the first year. And then I heard this message, you need to go to Uluwatu. You need to go now. I went, everything shut down, right? Then I hear this message, you need to go to Mexico. And then the whole of Bali like goes fucking nuts, right? That was the whole experience for me. Not once did I experience any sort of lockdown, which affected me in a deep way. Not once did I find myself struggling like so many did. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that because my guidance system told me. Recently, I was guided to go somewhere. And then a week later, my parents decided to sell their house and I was staying with them. Just before that, it's like I avoided all of the chaos of that situation because my higher self told me to go somewhere and I didn't know why, right? You get guided to go somewhere, you meet the person you need to meet. You're in the right place in the right time. This is not an accident, people. This is intuition. This is how we avoided things like when the Great Flood happened, or there was massive cataclysms, or overthrows of government. You're holding libraries of light within you. You're holding sacred information within you that you've needed to safeguard. You were always told where to go, when you needed to go to protect that information, to protect those key codes. So why would this be any different, right? This time it's going to be rebuilding, right? We're going to be able to share how to rebuild after this fall. So please take all of this with your own discernment and with a grain of salt and with love and not fear, because I'm seeing a collapse, but I'm also seeing all these fucking amazing things that we get to return to. And, it's going to be great. It's going to be great when we get past the sticky, shitty part, but it's going to require us to move and mobilize, right? It is going to require that. If you want to know more about all of this and you really, really resonate, you haven't yet read Diamond Light Oracle, fucking read it. That's the journey I went through to birth all of this prophecy. It's Mayan prophecy. I talk about ancient civilizations. I talk about the oracle path. I talk about the purification journey. I talk about everything I went through to get me here. And it's an activation. The whole thing is a diamond light body activation, Kundalini awakening. People are having very powerful experiences. So go read that if this resonates and sings. If you feel really called to bring back the inner earth temples and working with technologies from Atlantis and Lemuria and Egypt, moving energy through your body in a way that powers entire grids, works with the earth to harmonize the earth, harmonize our bodies, right? Working with crystalline grids, working with the dragon lines. Dragon Master Mystery School is going to be live in about 10, 15 days. There's going to be a week of preparation leading up to it where there's transmissions, and I am going to a massive temple here I'm really excited to transmit from. It's going to this ancient temple, like very strong, powerful energy here. So if that sings and you feel this mission, you feel this calling to work with those inner earth temples and bring back those technologies that are inside of you because you remembered them, because they are fucking encoded in you, we are going live soon. So DM me for more details, or comment with Dragon and I will send you more details. Or if this is the podcast that you're listening to, I will put a link down below for both my book and the Dragon Master Mystery School. There is a foundational level which you have to complete before you complete the level which is going live, which is intermediate, because this is an energetic initiation, right? We need to be prepared. Our vessels need to be prepared to hold certain energies and work in certain grids without them fucking frying us. So that is that. If this resonates, let me know. Subscribe. Share this with a friend. Share this with an oracle that you know needs to come out of the oracle closet, the oracular closet. If you've been feeling things and seeing things coming and preparing for that in some way, let me know. I'd love to hear what you've been seeing and feeling, because again, oracles need to convene with each other, right? When there is no internet and there are no phone lines and there is no news, we're going to be relying on our channels more and more and more. We're going to be relying on our telepathic connection with people more and more and more. That is how we will be getting our intel. So sharpen those abilities, as they're going to be much needed. Thank you for listening to my love rant. Until the next time, beautiful souls, I love you.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Cracked Open. Don't forget to hit subscribe and share with a friend if this episode has served you in any way. For more information about the work that I do, or to get in touch with me, read the show notes or head to beckmylonas.com. Until next time, beautiful soul.